You're not broken, but your mindset might be holding you back. We're going to talk about it on today's episode.
I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life.
What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm excited that you joined me today because we're going to talk about not being broken. You hear about it a lot. You listen to music, and oftentimes you hear about being broken or being not put together. And the truth of the matter is that if you are looking at your world and at your life and the things that are going on, and you're thinking, well, gosh, I must be the problem. Well, you might be right. Actually, you are indeed the issue, because here's the thing. Everything comes from the inside out, not from the outside in. And so while you might be the challenge, or the problem might be coming from you, you're not actually broken. It's actually part of the experience. It's part of what it is that you're living through so that you can get to the next step, to the next level, to the next thing that is going to help you evolve and really become who you would like to become. So here's the thing. There's no real thing as being broken. You're not broken. Even when you break a bone, you're not really broken, because amazingly enough, your body goes, okay, let's figure out how to do that. And it heals itself back up. And in most instances, science has figured out that we have regenerative properties. We are able to regenerate certain things. Now, obviously, we're not like some of those lizards where you cut off their tail and they grow their tail back again, which is really cool, but we don't quite have that. Maybe they're working on it in science. I don't know. But the truth of the matter right now is that if you cut your finger, it will heal over and there will be a scar there. Right? Or maybe not if you really take care of it. And in some instances, science has figured out how to remove the scar, but it's still there and you still know you cut your finger. And here's the idea. If you wait long enough, you might forget that you cut your finger, right? Or it might be a badge of honor. Look, I cut my finger, right? And I'm so proud of it. But here's the thing. None of it is about you being broken. All of it is about you being perfect. It's about you experiencing the perfect thing so that you could get to the next thing that was perfect for what it is that you wanted. So where does all of that come from? All of that comes from this interesting place of you know exactly what you want. Well, wait a second. Some of you might go, well, I don't know what I want. In fact, amazingly enough, as I work with my clients and the people that I am privileged and honored to help get to that next level, what I find is that when I ask them what they want, they oftentimes don't know. They actually can tell me exactly what they don't want. In fact, this is a normal thing. It's a pretty normal thing. As I've coached and taught for a good portion of my life, in fact, the larger portion of my life that I've been alive, I've been teaching and coaching. And when I ask people what they want, in so many instances, they can't answer me, because what they do know is exactly what they don't want. And so they say, I don't want this. Well, I know I don't want this anymore. Well, I know I don't want that anymore. But they know exactly what they don't want. And then they come to me and say, well, I don't understand why things aren't going the way I want them to go. And again, we go back through the loop. What do you want? They go, well, I know what I don't want. I don't want this and this and this and this. And the issue is that they're focusing on it. They're actually putting their attention to the things they don't want. And it's all because they know exactly what they do want. They know what they want. They want the opposite of that. And so what I want to encourage you to think about today as uh, we bring this idea of not being broken to a head. We want to be able to say, okay, if we're not broken, right, we had these things, these scars, these experiences that maybe we don't like that we had them. Maybe we don't appreciate them, but maybe we can find the appreciation for whatever it was that's going on. You see, there are lots of stories. In fact, we tend to gravitate to them as overachievers, as hard workers, as people that want to succeed and excel and take their life to the next level. We tend to gravitate towards those people that do some amazing things, you know, like the man who didn't have any legs and he is living a very, very fulfilled life because he's found a way with no legs to live a very fulfilled life. He's found his purpose. He understands what he's all about and what he's doing and where he's going. Like the person that doesn't have an arm, or maybe they don't have fingers, and they found a way to make it work. They don't look at it and say, I'm broken. They look at it and say, hey, I have this as my draw in life. I drew these cards and this is what I get to play. Not I don't have this, not that I'm broken, but hey, let's change the mindset to what it is that we're going to need to accomplish the things that we want. And so, why might the mindset be holding you back? Well, it's all about how we perceive it. And this is huge, right? If we look at the Lifer framework, if you haven't gotten it, make sure you go check it out. And I'll put the link in the description. So if you haven't gotten or picked up the Lifer framework, it's free. Go get a free Lifer framework. It's a beautiful little ebook. It's not hugely long, but it's just enough to talk about the Lifer framework. Remember, the R in Lifer is all about representing your experience. And that has double meaning. So we'll talk about that for just a second. When we re-present our experience, it's because all of the stuff that we're bringing in, all of the stuff that we're taking in through our observations can be represented in an infinite number of ways. And so if you take in the experience and you say, I'm broken, then that's what you're going to experience. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to observe. That's how you're going to speak. But if what you're taking in now gets represented in such a way that you're saying, gosh, okay, I must need that. I must need that. Oh, I must have needed that experience so that I can take myself to the next level. And some of you might be thinking, well, gosh, that's pretty selfish. I wasn't trained to be selfish. I was brought up to not to be unselfish. Well, let me tell you what. You are selfish. You are a selfish creature. Here's why. Because you have to breathe to stay alive. You need air, right? And you need food and you need water and you need these things in order to stay alive. And we are designed and we are made to preserve life. We are hardwired. See, if you hold your breath long enough, you are hardwired to pass out. Let's say you were mentally strong enough to hold your breath on purpose long enough. Your brain goes, that's enough. And it makes you pass out so that you'll start breathing. And that is a protection mechanism. So we're built to survive. We're built to stay alive. We are built to try to preserve our life. And in that, we do interesting things along the way. We do these really interesting things. One of them is we look at what's going on in the world and we try to protect ourselves and try to stay alive. Okay, and now all of that can be perceived, interestingly enough, as, hey, I must need that. We can look at it and we can represent it and say, yeah, that thing happened. And other people around us may be saying that was bad. And we can look at it and go, okay, it's not really what I want, but maybe I needed to experience that so that I can get to what I want. And so it's a step, it's a stage along the way. So our mindset can be actually holding us back. It can be holding us back because we could be representing things in a way where we're not appreciative or grateful for the experience that we're having. And the experience that we're having is probably a result of something we've been thinking, something we've been focusing on, and we brought it to life because we are indeed creators of our experience. Now, this is an interesting loop, and we'll chat about it little bits along the way. But of course, if you haven't picked up the Lifer Framework, make sure you pick up the Lifer Framework. I will put the link in the description. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you're on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher, make sure you leave us a little rating. Apple really loves it when you leave us a little rating, and we love it too. We love to see that you guys are out there and watching and experiencing this in a positive way. And if you have comments, we'd love to hear them. So please rate and give us a like wherever you're at, and we will see you on the next episode.
Hey lifers, we expect upgrades to the base operating functions of the things like our phones, cars, and even refrigerators. Why then has it not been made a priority that we upgrade the operating systems of our emotional states? We dance around the subject of emotional mastery from a young age. We have so much more knowledge in today's world, yet we're still teaching outdated methods of emotional education, if any are being taught at all. It's time for a change. It's time for an upgrade to our emotional education. Let me help you learn how to do that. Pick up your free copy of Every Minute at everyminutebook.com.